What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are looking at the Lions draft scenarios, and obviously there's a lot of draft scenarios out there. I mean, you can make up pretty much any scenario they want. There can be pretty much an unlimited amount of scenarios, right? So we're going to be looking at ones that are, I guess you could say, somewhat realistic, or I think they're realistic, and I'm going to be looking at some really good draft scenarios and also some really bad draft scenarios for the Lions. So let's get it started. All right, let's first start this thing off on the good draft scenario side. Okay, let's start this off with some positivity before we look at the bad draft scenarios. Okay, now obviously we have no idea what's going to happen during the draft. Like I said, there's pretty much an unlimited amount of scenarios. So, you know, I'll explain it as we go. The first one I have is trading back with the Dolphins. Now, let me just say this before we get into too far. Trading back in general is probably going to be a good option unless we are trading back with the team that, one, is giving us picks for future years, which isn't always a bad thing, but with the win now mandate, not very good. And also trading back with a team that doesn't have a lot to offer. Yeah, if we're trading back with a team that's giving us, you know, like, a second round pick and a fourth round pick, yeah, that's probably not a great idea. So we need to make sure we're trading back with teams that are going to give us, that have stuff to give, right? There are a few teams like that. Raiders, the Dolphins. Certain teams have things to give. Other teams, they definitely don't. We need to stay away from those teams because we don't need future picks unless we can flip those back into good picks, which you could do, but I don't know. Okay, you know what I'm saying. Okay, stop. So the first one I have here is trading back with the Dolphins. Now, I think this would be a great scenario for the Detroit Lions if they could actually get something good in return here. I'm thinking 2 first-round picks is kind of where I'm sitting here, 5 and 26 in return. Some people say, hey, they should give us all 3 of their first-round picks, and obviously I'm in for that one. If they give us 5, 18, and 26, obviously I'm good to go. They do have 2 second-round picks, I believe, as well, so they definitely have it stockpiled up in this draft. So they have a lot to give, and I think trading back with the Dolphins just makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, you're only moving back 2 spots. You're still going to most likely get, there's only one extra player, if you really think about it, that's going to be off the board that we may have been able to take at 3. All right? Because the team that's trading up with us is going to take a quarterback. That's why they're trading up. So the only team that could take someone that we wanted is the Giants. And, you know, there's a lot of options out there. I want Brown. I'd be okay with Simmons. I'd be okay with Okuda. There's a tons of options out there. So really, trading back with the Dolphins is a perfect scenario as long as they give us a good return, which they should, or we shouldn't even do it. Next up is trading back with the Redskins and Dolphins. Okay, I said that wrong. I really messed it up. The Redskins and Dolphins trading amongst each other. Okay, that's next up. I think this is also a really good scenario that could be actually realistic, even though some Redskins and Dolphins fans don't think it is. I don't know what their problem is, but they don't think this is realistic. However, I think it somewhat is, and that is the Redskins and Dolphins trading with each other, which essentially puts the Dolphins at number 2 in the draft, and they would select the quarterback, so we'd see back-to-back quarterbacks with Burrow and Tua. And then at number 3, the Lions have Chase Young sitting right on the board, which is perfect because you didn't move. You have Chase Young there, and now you could move out of that spot knowing that you have Chase Young as trade bait, which teams that need an edge rusher could be like, yeah, I'll move up. You know, the Giants may be interesting. Teams like that. Or you could just say, yeah, let's just take a great player in Chase Young and put him on this defense across or with Trey Flowers. Because, yeah, you need to get pass rush. And that's what Chase Young did at college. So that would be great. The next good scenario for us would be the Redskins taking Okuda at 2. Now, I know this sounds crazy, right? Because some people are like, well, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just trade back if they're going to take Okuda? Hold on for a second. First off, I got to give a shout out in my last video to one of the comments. They said that they were looking at it like, hey, now that Josh Norman's out of the picture, maybe the Redskins are thinking we got to go cornerback at number 1 because that was a big need in the first place and not necessarily edge rusher. So I appreciate that comment. You know who you are. Hopefully you're watching this video. That makes a lot of sense. That got me thinking. Okay, that's true. That's a great scenario for us. If the Redskins take Okuda at number 2, which they could. Now you're thinking, okay, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just trade back? Well, we are at number 3, and that's exactly why. Okay, just do a quick little search. Lions mock draft. See how many mock drafts have us taking Okuda at number 3? Just see how many, real quick. Just do it real quick if you haven't done it yet. Almost every single mock draft someone has done has us taking Okuda. I mean, heck, even Colin Cowherd was talking about us taking Okuda, and he clearly has no idea what he's talking about, right? Everybody's having us take Okuda. So that means that the Redskins, if they really need a cornerback now, especially without Norman, they may be thinking, okay, let's just take Okuda. I mean, heck, I play Madden all the time, and every time I do the draft, they take Okuda at 2. I don't know why, but that's what they do. Maybe it knows something that I don't. Okuda could be going number 2 here. And them moving back behind us, honestly, could risk the fact of us actually taking Okuda at 3 because the Lions may be really interested in Okuda. So they may just say, okay, let's just make sure we get our need here and let's go get Okuda. And once again, Chase Young has fell to us and we didn't have to do anything. But even more than that makes it even more better, okay, makes it even sweeter, is that we're sitting at number 3 with not only Chase Young on the board, but also Tua. Yeah, that makes it awesome because now not only do you have now Chase Young, you also have Tua. And now those teams with the quarterbacks that need a quarterback, like, oh, snap. Hey, Lions, say, hey, we'll give you this because they want to move up. And then the teams that need an edge rusher are like, hey, Lions, we'll move up. Now you got tons of teams calling you, right? Okay, your phone may be blowing up. You got to make sure you plug that in or it's going to die. But seriously, my phone died. Anyways, this would be a great scenario, right? Because now you have both, and you can either take one of the two, or you could trade back. Now, the only risk is here if you traded back, say, with the Dolphins at 5, and they need a quarterback, and they take Tua, and they go up to take Tua. Then you wait, and the Giants, they're probably going to take Chase Young because Okuda's already gone, right? They're probably going to take Chase Young. However, you could possibly trade back with the Giants. Maybe they'll trade up to get Chase Young, or you take Chase Young to just take it. There's a lot of options if that is the case. Now, those are just some of the main ones. Oh, I said another one. Trading with the Panthers. I think trading with the Panthers is a very good one. The Panthers, they may be looking for Cam Newton's replacement, which I really do think they are. They have the 7th pick in the draft and also the 38th, which, again, not as great as what the Dolphins have to offer, but at the same time, you are only moving back 4 spots in the draft, and at the same time, still a lot of your guys that you want to get there are still going to be there. Not only that, you're still getting the 38th pick, and then probably another pick they're going to have to throw in. They're going to have to throw in a lot, so you're going to get a lot of later picks in the draft, which could be a good thing if you hit on those picks and you don't miss them. Now, there's also other teams like the Raiders that have a lot of things to give. I don't know if they'd move that far to get a wide receiver, even though they need one. I feel like they would be looking at teams that are just a few spots ahead than look to trade with, but worst case scenario, maybe they're looking at us saying, okay, we may have to jump that far to get a wide receiver. I don't know. I think that'd be much of a reach, though. However, there are some bad scenarios, and maybe not all bad. I think the first one here, let's put this first one in neutral, staying pat. I don't think this is bad. I don't think it's bad to not move and just sit there, especially if some of the other scenarios happen, but let's just say, for example, it goes to everybody expects. Burrow at 1, Chase Young at 2. Now we're sitting there at 3, no one makes a deal, and we take Okuda. We take Simmons. I mean, that's not a bad thing. You're still getting who you want, obviously, so it's not a bad thing that that's the case. However, I think trading back just is a lot better. Now that we're on the neutral side, let's look at some bad ones. Trading up. Okay, I don't know why we would do this. Now, not later rounds, first pick. Our first pick, why would we trade up from number 3? Now, trading up in the second round, the third round, the fourth round to go get a player that you really want, I'm good with that. We've done that. We did it for Will Harris. We did it for Carryon. I'm good with that. However, trading up at number 3 to number 2 or possibly number 1, no, I'm not in for that one, okay? That's just, no, like that's not what I want to do there, okay? I just don't think that makes any sense. Giving up extra picks for no reason makes no sense. And to kind of tie along with that is Bob Quinn missing on a lot of high picks. Look, Bob Quinn knows his job's starting to get on the line, and so is Matt Patricia's. And if you make some really bad picks that don't pan out, it's not only going to look bad for him in the future, it's also going to go to the fact that he's probably going to get fired. He's probably going to get fired. And it's not because you're looking at like, oh, that's not a great pick, and you could have got someone better, or like this guy could have been there. It's that if you don't make good picks, you're not going to have these guys that are high picks. I'm talking high picks, like second round. T. Stabler. We can't have another T. Stabler, or it's going to be really hard to make this big turnaround and maybe be a playoff team next season. We got to hit on these picks. Obviously, free agency is going to help a lot, but if you can hit on these, it makes it a lot easier than having to just rely on that and then missing on second round, stuff like that. You usually don't know, but I think we'll start to find out, like, yeah, this dude maybe didn't work out, okay? You knew with some players. Kyle Van Noy, you kind of knew, okay, this ain't working out. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't think there's a lot of too bad scenarios unless, again, making the wrong pick, but you never really know. However, I think there's a lot of really good things that could happen here. Let me know in the comments below if I forgot any scenarios. Thank you, Pat, for watching, and I'm